everybody, happy Saturday. It is January the 2nd and today I'm starting making soaps for the new spring line of soaps. So the spring line will be a soap and at least a lotion that match each other, and they will be available for spring and maybe into summer, just depending on how well it does for spring or what it smells like in the soap and the end product. So I'm really excited to get started with it today. I am using a new recipe today just to see how I like it. I always usually always use the same recipes. I have 4 that I really stick to, but I wanted to try something different for it's a new year, so why not a new recipe? So anyway, I'm Kath from Youthful Nectar, and without further ado, let's go make some soap. Hey everybody, it is a new year and I'm going to be doing some new things, and one of those things is starting more, I guess, of a candy line of products. So what I'm doing today is making a Fruit Loop soap. So a couple of days ago I made all of these little soap pieces that are my Fruit Loops, and I rolled them in some spa salt to give them that sugary look. I don't know if you can see that or not. And how I did that was I used melt and pour soap, and I ended up pouring it, each color, into this container that's from Brambleberry, I'm pretty sure, or Wholesale Supply Plus, I don't remember. But anyway, I did this, and then I used a piping tip to cut out the big circle, and then I used the smaller piece on the other end to cut out the center circle, and then I kind of mashed them flat and then rolled them. So worked out pretty good. So I have those, and then I also made some little spoons that I want to put on the top and put a Fruit Loop in each one, and then I may melt a little bit of melt and pour and drizzle some white just across, just a itty bitty drizzle across the top to look like there's milk on the spoons. And I'm going to use this mold, and I have put little dots where I want the handles of my spoons to line up. So that is the plan for today. So in this bowl I have my butters, and in this cup I have my oils. And here I have my fragrance oil. Now, I am not using Fruit Loop fragrance oil in the soap itself. These are scented in Fruit Loop scent. This is scented grapefruit citrus #2 fragrance oil because it has no vanillin content, and I want the bottom of the soap to be white like milk. And the Fruit Loop, I don't know how it would behave in cold processed soap. So if anybody has used it in cold processed soap and knows that it doesn't discolor, if you'll let me know, that would be great to know. But I didn't want to try it for this soap. I have used it in shampoo before, and it turned the shampoo red. So like blood, like it would have made a great Halloween shampoo. But anyway, and then I'm going to also add some TD just to make sure that I have a really white soap. So I'm going to now measure out my, and I'm just going to do the heat transfer method. I'm going to measure out my sodium hydroxide real quick, as soon as I can find a cup. Actually, I'm going to measure out my water first. And let's see. The water here. Okay, so there's my water. Make sure this is good and dry. I don't like to measure my lye solution directly into my container in case it's too much. I don't want to have to throw anything out and start over. And I've already used this earlier today, and that's why you see the discoloration on there. this measured out. Okay, let's go ahead and mix these two together. And no, I do not have on gloves, and I don't have on a mask. I am wearing glasses, so I don't have on safety goggles. I have on reading glasses, but this also keeps anything from splashing in my eyes. If I put all those things on just to do this video, it would be a lie. That's not how I soap. I just try to be extra careful. These little bits and things over here out of the way. I do want to add some kale and clay. If I can find where I put it. Oh, here it is. I do want to add some kale and clay to help hold on to any of the fragrance. Helps anchor the fragrance, and it helps the bar be harder. And I don't need a lot, just a little bit, because this is a small batch. And I'm making it a small batch because I have so many Fruit Loops to go in there. I'll tell you my plan, and then we'll see if it works out, because you know, sometimes things just don't work out like they're supposed to. This is typically a very fluid recipe that I'm using. I say typically because sometimes it just decides, you know, soaping decides to take on its own thing and do what it wants to do. So my plan is to pour some white in here, then sprinkle some of these around at different angles, and they are strategically sprinkled, and then add the rest of the soap batter, swoop the milk up on one side, put the spoons in, put a Fruit Loop in, and then drizzle. That's my plan. So we shall see. Sometimes, like I said, it doesn't go as planned. Now I'm going to be doing the heat transfer method, which means I'm going to pour my lye solution over my oils and butters and let it melt that, and then add in my additional oils. Now, I thought about actually adding milk to this recipe because it's supposed to be milk that's the batter's supposed to look like milk, but I didn't want it to discolor in any way, so I decided to not do that. So this will just take a few minutes to melt down. And I did try to look this up to make sure there was no vanillin. It says there's no vanillin in this particular fragrance oil, so it should not discolor. It does, even though it's grapefruit citrus #2, it blends really well with the Fruit Loop scent. I wasn't worried about this discoloring any at all because it's melt and pour, and typically you don't have a lot of discoloration in melt and pour unless it's a lot of vanilla. If you can hear my radio in the background, I do have it on really low. I find it hard to work in dead silence, but I'm not affiliated with any of the music that you hear. And I will try to edit the video and get all that out of it. So everything's melted now. except for the cocoa butter. My New Year's resolution is to make more videos, try new things, and be more prepared for the Christmas holiday, because I got really overwhelmed this year with my Etsy store and orders. Okay, so that's almost melted. I'll go ahead and add this in. I see like a little fleck of something in here, which is going to drive me crazy. I'm sure it's like a piece of kaolin clay or something that was in the kaolin clay. You know, sometimes it has like a little darker piece here and there that's almost like a gray color. I keep seeing something, but now I don't see it, now that I'm actually looking for it to take it out. Maybe I'll find it. I'm going to go ahead and add my fragrance. And some TD. I'm going to give it a stick blend. And I want this super white, so. So we have a light trace. Okay, so I've made a soap batter. I don't know how much you got, because it seems like when my mom called, it kicked me out of the recording. But I'm making a Fruit Loop soap. These are Fruit Loop scented Fruit Loops that are melt and pour soap. And this is grapefruit citrus number 2. There's that piece of fleck that I'm trying to get out of there. Anyway, so it complements and smells very similar to the Fruit Loops, but Fruit Loops does tend to, in other things, discolor, so I didn't want to take a chance of it discoloring in my soap. Okay. hopefully when I cut the soap, we'll find little bits and pieces of Fruit Loops down in there. And look like that's what landed in the bottom of the bowl. All right, what color have I not used? That's red, so I need to use orange. Now I'll just get one more of each color. And drop them down in here randomly. Okay, and I'm going to save the rest for the top. And I don't care if those kind of float around, because they're in milk. We are all here having virtual learning today because of new outbreaks of COVID. So all the children are out there doing different things because they are now pretending, or the school district has set it up like if they're in school for the day. So that means that they're having lunch at different times from one another, and breaks from different times from one another, so you probably will hear some commotion from time to time. Alright, so I'm going to let this set up, and once it's set up for a little bit, we will start to put more of our Fruit Loops on the top, and then place our spoons. Or I may try to place the spoons, and I'm not sure how I'm doing this. I'm just going to play it by ear. You're just along for the ride. So I'm now trying to decide. I think I want to scoop the milk this way. So I'm going to try to turn my soap around here. I do like this mold. It doesn't really bow out as much. It's one of my original silicone molds before I got into the tall and skinnies. But for certain soaps, I really like how this shapes. It's just so different. So I'm not sure how long it's going to take this to set up, but a little while. So what I'm going to do is put you on pause, and I'll bring you back when we're at the stage to go ahead and start adding the extra things. Okay, I am back, and this is setting up slowly, but I think I have enough of a splot of milk up there to make it look like it's supposed to. So I'm almost thinking I need to put the spoons in first. Let's see. I'm going to start by putting the ones on the ends. That way I can adjust in the middle. Okay. Okay. Okay, so there's our spoons. Now let's get our cereal on here. Green, blue. Let's see. Red. Orange. I think I have all the colors. Okay. Sorry, I'm not talking so much, but I get very focused. Whoops. Get back over here. I really wanted the spoons to be a little bit more showing up, but I basically covered them up, but I still like it. I think it's still super cute. I think we all still know that that is a spoon. I could prop it up a little bit more by putting a piece of cereal right underneath it. So let's do that. I didn't want them to stand up too much for the wrapping purposes. Okay, so there's our cereal, and I think it looks pretty cute. I'm hoping that the ones down inside will show up really well. I'm going to put this extra batter into a mold over here that I will use myself. Or this could even be a giveaway soap. They're real pretty. I put them in a heart-shaped mold. Okay. So I'll put them up here and let them set up as well. But this is what we have. Ooh, And I guess I will bring you back tomorrow and show you the cut. I'm trying to decide if I want to put some little sparkle. And I might just do that. Let's give it a spritz with some alcohol. Okay, just a little hint. All right, that's what we have. So until tomorrow for the cut, we'll be back. Okay, I'm back and I got the soap out. I didn't record me getting it out because it just didn't want to come out of the mold. I don't know why, but anyway, there would have been a lot of cussing and I didn't want to put that on my video. So, anyway, it's out now. We'll cut it up and see what it looks like. Oh, I just love it when things go as planned. Alright. It's a little dark in here today. I'm not sure why. It is a little cloudy outside. So I'll turn on another light. Alright. Let's see what we get here. How big these are going to be some ginormous bars. I already know that. But let's see. Oh, how cute. So there's cereal down in the bowl and then cereal on the top. I will shave the end of this off so it's not quite as chunky, but this does smell super good. Love the smell. And of course that bar is definitely going to be bigger than the other bars because it was the end piece that needs to be trimmed on the end. So the other bars will be a little bit better. So cereal down in the bowl, cereal on the top of the bowl. It's definitely cute. My grandkids are already saying they want these, and tried to explain them. Grandma tries to make things to put on her Etsy site, but maybe that great big bar at the end, I'll maybe cut it in a couple of pieces for them to share. So cute. After I get this last couple cut, I'll weigh one of them and see what they weigh right now. I don't want to break that spoon. It just needs a tiny bit of room there. There we go. I have one of the multi-bar cutters, but I find anymore that I really just prefer this single cutter because then I can control each and every bar. Okay, so let's see how much. This is the smaller one, and it weighs right now 580. So 5 ounces, yes, 5 ounces, 0.80. And the big one, this monster, weighs 765. So I'm going to go ahead and just trim some of it down. Okay, let's see. 580. Just clean it up just a little bit. This one's $5.90. I must have more topping on it. If I trim them up, I can get some sample slices. I want to take off not that much. $5.80. Okay. So this one. This one. I'm trying to check and see if I have them all about the same. Okay, so they will all be listed as like $5.80 because they are all in that range. Some are a little bit more, but you know, with soap, you're supposed to put the lesser if you have one that's a little smaller. Okay, this one cut crooked right there on the end. I'm not sure why. I'm not sure why it did that. Okay, that's better. Just shave that little piece off. So there we have it. This is the Fruit Loop cereal soap bars, because I'm trying to do more of a kid line, I guess, if you want to say kid line. And I have some sample pieces here. Then I'll move over to the curing rack. So anyway, there we have it. I do like how they turned out. I wish I had a better, a nicer area at the moment that wasn't filled with soap to show you a better picture. But I guess I can do it this way and bring my phone down, or I'll put them in my light box. That's what I'll do, and add that to it. So that's what I have for now, and hopefully tomorrow I'll be back with another soap making journey and see what we're gonna make. And remember, this was also a new recipe. I do like the recipe that I used for it, so it turned out pretty good. I may tweak it here and there a tad after we can try one of the little sample pieces and see how it does with lather and things like that. But anyway, that's what we have for now. Thanks for watching. If you haven't subscribed, please give me a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel. And we'll try to venture out and make new things together. So until next time, this is Kath saying bye.